Hello. So we have finally motors. This time the good ones. I have no idea what Cosmos cost is. Whatever. So we got the stuff from Kada. I am extremely grateful that they sent it. The stuff here is used. Okay, so it's free, but it's used. You can clearly see some things are dirty. They are a little bit scruffed, except especially the motor here. You probably cannot see it, but yeah, maybe. And this one, maybe, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I am happy and grateful that we got him. It was free. And now we are gonna test it first. So let's use this motor here. No, wait. Yeah, this one's here. No. Yeah, the red ones are here. This. Okay. Of course. Pairing. Come on, pair, you sucker. Well, let's see if this works. Hope it does. Doesn't want to pair. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, this one probably would. So if I want to pair this one, like we always do. Yeah, it's fully charged. I charged it. So that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, let's see if we pair this one. Yeah, we did pair this one correctly. So why doesn't this one want to pair? I took the motor off the charger before the stream, so you know. Doesn't want to pair. That's odd. The thing is, the white one is the more powerful one, which is basically designed to work with the big motors. But doesn't want to pair, which is very unfortunate. Could be. But I kind of don't see why this would not pair. They are both. This is 2.4 gigahertz. This is 2.4 gigahertz. It's the same basic technology. I mean, it should pair. Very odd. Very odd. Okay. So white controller for those. Okay, then I need to buy a white controller, I guess. Obviously. Obviously. Whoa. These guys have some torque. Nice. Okay. That's interesting. These guys are gonna be amazing. Okay, so I guess I'll try to find a white controller on eBay or Amazon, whatever. Noise when shaking. Nope. There's absolutely no noise. There's nothing appears to be loose. And this one, see, this one is slightly greasy, which I think is a good sign. Battery box, yeah, it's slightly shaking. What does this mean? Because this one, yeah, this one shakes as well. I guess this is it's the button. We hear the button because the button is a little bit loose. Both are you can hear this one and this one. Both are audible. It's probably the button. Yeah. Okay. So, what we need to determine now is we are obviously going to try to insert both into the car. What we need to decide here is which output are we going to use. I think which one is the fastest. I think this one is faster, this one is slower. So this one is geared down a little bit more than this one. So could be. But you know, they both make the noise. One works, one doesn't. I can open it up and see. But like Ben said, it's probably the controller. I probably need to get a different controller for this. Will do, but until then, the current setup, until we drive the car, the current setup will, for testing purposes, it's gonna be fine. So no immediate need to worry. Yeah, so we need to determine which of these outputs we are gonna need or use, and this is gonna determine, you know, how we position or install the motors. Which brings us to the question: how do we do that? So let's see. Each only person its own remote control. Interesting. Are they different colored or entirely different? Okay. Are they different colors or are they the same color? So first, what we need to see is how high do these can these be? Both are gray. Interesting. Need to investigate. Okay. So height-wise, we should be fine. If the motor is mounted like this, yeah, if the motor is mounted like this, this just gets covered by the engine cover in the rear here. And this is, I think, the way we're gonna go, because this is gonna be perfect height. So see if just a second. I know you cannot see anything, but bear with me. Okay, so see, this is the driving axle. The driving axle would be here. Okay, so you can see that the bottom of the motor is exactly above the lift arm here. And if we go up to the top is clearing everything just right. Maybe the black part is gonna show a little bit, or maybe not. We're gonna cover it with the engine cover somehow. It's gonna be fine. We have some freedom here. And the motor is not gonna look a lot above the engine plane, which is also good. Focus. Yeah, but the motors are not gonna sit here. They are gonna sit forward. They're gonna sit here. The motors are gonna be here, so it's gonna be fine. Yeah, but thing is, how are you gonna mount them onto separate outputs? That's the different thing. So if you want to use this here for power, you have a problem. So we can either do this. So when you want power, you press both of these separately at the same time, or, which is also an option, we built a mechanism on this here that presses both of these outputs at the same time, and is like, it's a lever on the side here, which is the throttle, and the throttle is going to press both of these at the same time, and this is, let's say, the switch for the lights. So it's all doable. So no worries. Anyway, let's remove the gearbox from the car and see what's happening. Come on. Okay. A lot more power with the new motors. So what if you turn it 1 degree, 9 degree? We can, we can do all of the options. They are both faster and more torquey. So yeah. Okay. So nice empty engine bay. We are literally going to LS swap this, yeah. Literally. So let's remove a few bits and pieces here that we don't need currently. Okay. this a little bit differently. Anyway. Well, we could do this, of course, and have a central input. We could do this, obviously. But let's see what we have here. So we are not gonna use the L motors anymore. So whatever we did here is irrelevant. So we have to, rip everything out. Doesn't matter. So none of this is relevant anymore. Okay. Let's put these on the side. Now, bodies at opposite ends. Yeah, they are 11 studs long. 11 studs long, 5 studs wide. They are basically they are 5.5 studs thick, because this part here is 2 studs, and this part here is 3.5 studs. Bodies at opposite ends. You mean like this? That's too wide. I'm afraid that's too wide. I mean, my thinking was that we put the motors in something like this. We would put them here. We would put them here. And the only problem that we would have is the top here, basically. We would have to cover the top here with a tile or something. I think. Or, if in the extreme circumstance, we could redesign everything here and do something like this, or like this, where we would have the motors in, I don't know, some position like this, I guess, or something else. But anyway, we do need to mount them. They can be only here, and the best way I see is literally here. And then we solve the problem is here on the hood clearance. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Christian. But the good part is that we don't have to put yeah, exactly. So I'm aware of this, that this just clears the top. And we are gonna put some plates on it, I guess. Yeah. They stick out a little bit, and we are gonna cover them by, I don't know. We can do, the good part is, see, this is very thin. So what we could do is, we could do this. The motors could be hidden under the panel, and we would basically cover them by just a millimeter or something of material. It would be minimally larger than the model, than the scale model. So I think this is doable. I think this is not a deal breaker. And now we just have to mount them. Yeah. It's not even gonna poke out, you know. We need to mount them. The only issue here, well, not, it's a non-issue actually. It's a non-issue because the clutch that we had before is just gonna be now on the inside. So this is very awkward. We have the clutch to connect them on the outside. Now it's gonna be on the inside. So basically, we're gonna have less of a footprint here in the back. The clutch system is actually not gonna be a huge problem. You know, we're gonna have the clutches, the clutch here. So I think, oh, what is this? Yeah, they need to be this wide. It's gonna be fine. Let me get some axles. Bulky bit is gonna be forward, absolutely. There was never a question about it. Bulky, this part here is gonna face forward, absolutely. So we need to design here a system that's gonna keep these two not twisting and stuff, so that we can put the clutch in between. So this is gonna be here. Where is the other one? Didn't I use two? No, I didn't, yeah. Get 5 wide at the output. I don't understand what do you mean with overlapping. So that's the plan. Okay? That's the plan. So clutch still option. We did, no? Maybe. I don't know when exactly I got the information. I think it came out of the blue. I think I didn't even know they had it. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay. But you know, now we got them for free. Got them for free. And I don't think it's gonna take an eternity redesigning the system here to allow us to fit this. Okay. Okay. So this is obviously gonna be the clutch part. I hope so. That's the idea. So let's see what clearance do we have here. Mr. Amorti, I have no idea what you mean with if I overlap the motors. I have no idea what you mean with that. Right now I'm just playing. I just need to see how everything fits. Okay. So we would engage a clutch or two clutches, whatever we're gonna use, like this. Obviously, if we use Ben's suggestion, we cannot use the system like this. Then we have to use different gears here, since we don't have this gear here. One motor, one stud behind the other. Okay. Maybe that's an option. Okay. They could be closer together, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of that, to be honest. The problem that I see here is how we are going to prevent this from, well, how are we going to mount this? That's the problem. I guess we're gonna go around here somehow, or here, and then we can attach it here. Yeah, that's gonna probably be the better option. It would fit exactly the same way, but the gear ratio would be different. The gear ratio would be different. That's the problem. Yep, but the gear ratio would be different. We would have a slower car. That's my concern. I'm just thinking how we're gonna mount this. Obviously, we're gonna use this here, and then these two, I guess. Something like that. Yeah, okay. So we have to come out 3 studs. what we have to see here is, obviously there's going to be problems, but first we have to, like everything in this car, we have to start with somewhere, something. We need to mount it first, and then we're gonna, once these are mounted, then we can play with gear ratios, with clutches, whatever. We're gonna, before we do anything, we're gonna reinsert it into the car and see how it is, and all shit like this. This is just how it works. Because I need to see first how we are going to brace this. So we're gonna go out 1, 2, 3 studs, and then okay. Because this brace is not gonna be enough, of course. This is just the first step, and then we're gonna brace them here as well. We need to prevent everything twisting, obviously. And then once we have that, then we go. It's all or nothing. There's no analog control. Sorry, that's how it is. As far as I know. But what do I know? I know nothing, literally. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope this is not going to happen. Yeah. Good God, these cables are annoying. Okay. First mounting point secure. Okay. So obviously not enough, but it's attached. It doesn't wobble anymore. We can see finally where they are gonna be. So like this. These here are gonna be probably attached when we do the motors and the mechanism for the clutch. And before we do anything, obviously, we're going to run it. Not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna run. Yeah. Do I have something to put it on? Well, I guess I can put it in the car. Okay. It fits. Who would have known? So obviously it's not perfect. It's not sitting perfect. I'm gonna do a quick fix here. Because they are leaning forward a little bit and I don't like this. There. Now they are aligned. They are horizontal. Okay. I guess we're gonna use two outputs. I need to engage the clutch. It's not car is not gonna move. Okay, it's not connected to the drivetrain, to the wheels. And we need black and yellow. Okay. Churches outside. It's Slovenia, you know. Oh, come on. Do the connection. Okay. So obviously I'm pressing both buttons at the same time. It's not on the controller, it's not on the same output. So don't get mad. Nice. Yeah, that's the gearbox flaw. That's the gearbox flaw that we need to still solve. Okay. So when downshifting, when these two are basically going, this is going in one gear and this is sliding out of the other gear, the whole thing binds up because for some reason they are in the same gear at the same time, and that needs to be solved. But no, shifting looks fine otherwise. It's spinning nicely, I would say. I like how it spins. Yeah. I like how it spins. And because the motors are sitting in the chassis like this, see, they're sitting in the chassis like this, they will require minimal bracing on the gearbox side because the chassis is keeping them perfectly in line. So it's not gonna twist because it's held in by the chassis. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be run, Forest, run. Oh, the Bugatti has the same thing. The Bugatti is also having gears in the same, basically being in gear with two gears at the same time. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. But obviously we need to do better. We need to discover why this is so, and we need to fix it. I think it's just a question of some alignment. We'll see. We'll see. Whether it's whether the thing spins too fast or not, I don't know. It spins pretty quickly. Indeed. Well, not yet. Obviously, I'm gonna disassemble this and see what happens. When the gears are moving, it doesn't want to change. Wow, really? It's this badly designed because everything here works perfectly, except if you downshift from let's see. So okay, if you downshift from third to second. Oh, only sometimes, I guess. So, oh, we lost a gear. We lost the gear. How? Oh, yeah, I see. I see where we lost it. Okay, yeah. All right. And I guess it's different when the car is under load. So when it is actually running, it's gonna be different. So the little gear fell off here. Here, we lost this gear. Yeah, I mean, research and development is it is what it is. So obviously this is not gonna fly off because we're gonna have something here that's gonna prevent this from happening. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Thing is that since when you are running this, you also run the servo to shift. The servo is gonna shift this mercilessly in. So the problem with this binding actually is the fact that if you manually don't shift fast enough, so the servo is not gonna have this problem because the servo is just gonna go boom, bum, bum, bum. So you are being careful, okay? You are just doing slowly, and when you do it slowly, that's the problem. The faster you shift, the faster you pull the lever, the better. And when you actuate the servo for shifting, the servo is just gonna go this. It's gonna be fine. You know? So there's no problem. And the gearbox is out of alignment, of course, because reasons. Oh, for fuck's sake, where did you go? It went out of alignment when it jammed. Okay. So let's see. We are in first gear, right? Yeah, we are in first gear. So. Okay, we are back in business. Right. So, yeah, let's continue. Let's continue with this. I am not convinced that we need 2 clutches, but you know, uh, I may be wrong. I may be wrong. And now I know why this one didn't fly out, because it has a stopper, which we are going to remove because we need to make the mechanism that's gonna shift this, which I think should sit above this. And for this to happen, we are going to probably change this as well. Since once this is running, it's gonna be fine. But when assembling and disassembling, this part is gonna be horrible. So I would like this entire thing here. We're not gonna use this here. Entire thing here to be part of this frame here. So we're gonna, have this as one part. Especially since, once we have this done, it's gonna be different. So we're not gonna pin anything here, just this, and this is gonna be free floating, so we don't need this here. But we do need to make sure that this doesn't pop out. How do we do that? We are gonna use this here, I guess. Yeah, these half studs, and we are going to use where do I have it? Come on. Oh. Going to use these here. Okay. Obviously, these are gonna go, and we need to think about how to make the connection here in a sensible manner. Yeah, that's a silly idea. That is a silly idea indeed. Just adds, complication where we really don't need complication at the moment. It's gonna be complicated enough. Okay, so the problem here. Okay, I see the problem now. What if we do something like this? Not sure if your suggestion is gonna be helpful. Because we need to put this inside here. Mm. And it cannot be lower, that's the problem. Nice. Mm. The problem is we need to prevent this axle from, you know, going in and out. That's why I'm using this here. Otherwise, you know, it's gonna be just disconnecting constantly. And I would like this to be built as one piece, and then nobody needs to worry about this anymore. But something more elegant. Something more elegant would need to happen here. This is stupid waste of parts, but wow, Sam, you seem to be very misinformed. Space is like the most interesting stuff. I mean, technically, we don't need this here. We just need to bridge the gap here, I guess. Now that we have this here, it's rather shit, but it works. I mean, this is not anything important. It's just transferring the rotation here, this rotation, to this thing here. We need to test this, of course. So we have clearance. Let's see how fast this goes. Okay, that's fine. Is it in fourth gear? Okay, that's fourth gear, so that's the fastest it's gonna go. Nice, nice. Yeah, Christian, it's that's fine, all well and good. I am aware of these solutions, but there's one problem. There's one big problem here. The problem is that this 3-stud axle is gonna want to escape. And I am afraid that it's gonna want to escape, you know, and then it's not gonna spin the motor anymore. That's the problem. But yeah, and I don't know how to block. We could block it here. That's true. That's true. That's true. We could block it here from escaping. Maybe. Yeah, maybe we can block it like this. Yeah. Just hold on. I have an idea. This may not be. Come on. Okay. That's not gonna be enough because this is so tiny. It's gonna disconnect. It literally needs this in here. So when this spins very fast, obviously this axle here is gonna want to push in that direction and escape. Yeah, these are Kata buggy motors. Okay. So next challenge. If we have this sitting on top of the clutch, how do we shift the clutch? From the side, I guess. We shift it from the side. Shift it from the side. And we need something to brace the motors here. So I guess we're gonna... Are we going to extend this? I got them, okay? I got them. Basically from my Countach. So the important thing is that we have them. The rest is kind of, you know, a story for itself, not for the stream. I mean, you know, Christian is gonna murder me for this idea. It's just an idea. So since we are going to put this the lever on the side, we could run something on the side of the gearbox up to the front and connect it to our key mechanism. I didn't steal them. Come on. Don't exaggerate stuff. They're used ones, you know. They would. Everything here looks like Kada just wanted to get rid of them. They're definitely not worth the market price. Whatever. Okay, we can mount these here. We can extend this axle here on top, and then this can be mounted without a problem. Nice. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna use a this here. We have a nice mounting point. Nice, cute little mounting point for motors. Like this. So this is obviously not that solid. I guess it needs still some more bracing. And of course, you know, when it's mounted in the chassis, the side-to-side movement is going to be braced by the chassis itself. We just need to eliminate this here. It's not a lot. We can do it here on top. But first, before we do this, we need to make the mechanism for this. So this would be a yes but situation, which means that yes but. So basically mounting this here is also important because we need to brace it here, otherwise it's gonna, you know, fly off. Okay. And of course, you know, I'm just thinking, you know, right now I'm thinking. So ideally we would have the lever in the same position that we had before. So on top here. That's the ideal position for it. However, that's not the position it realistically can be in. Not with everything we have. No. Not with everything we have built in. So, imagine if it was here. It would be like this, yeah. Yeah, so that is a very unrealistic position for it. It cannot be on the bottom, and it cannot be on the sides, because if it's on the side, we cannot mount this. Let's see if it's here. We have one stud. Oh, it can, because we have exactly one stud room between the gear and it, and that's exactly the stud where we can put the bearing for the gear. Yeah. Very good. Very good. And at the same time, we need to keep in mind this small gear. But I think we should be all right. We have 2 steps. Okay. I mean, these don't need much. They don't just need something to prevent them from doing this. And whatever we put down here is gonna be the pivot point for this as well. And the pivot point for this, luckily for us, goes through here. So let's do here, and it does this. Okay, we need to brace it from the top, which means that we are going to extend this here. Yes, it can be a 13. Go up to there, and then it needs to needs to be this. This here. This is gonna be the axle holding the shifter, Now we need to think about this here. So maybe we are going to redesign this here or use something else. Since we need a pickup point for this that doesn't interfere with this axle. Okay. This isn't even a yes but moment. Very good. So we can have this here, and we can have the pivot for the shifter here. Oh yeah. Never mind. The pivot point for the shifter here. Yes. And we can have the pivot for this. Hey JSP. Which could be this here. There. So we have this pivot, and we have this here. On the other side, this part can be solved differently, easier, but on this side, this is fine. So this cannot move in this direction anymore, but we still need to make sure that this gear doesn't go out. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? In the manner, of course, that doesn't destroy anything. Non-destructive way. And I think this is gonna be solved with this here, but not sure. I don't know if this is gonna clear the shifter. Let's see. Okay. So this thing here is gonna prevent the gear from popping out. Now let's see if it's enough for the shifter. Yeah. I mean, I place the shifter on this side, can be on the other side as well. Doesn't matter. And it can go through here. And then we can have the shifting rod or actuating part be, I don't know, somewhere here, or here in the front. I don't know. Hump between the stud hole beam parts like the Lego ones have. What? I don't know what you mean. Okay, this is good. This is good. We're gonna put a pin connector here, and an axle with stop through. This is what it's 5, 6, 7. We need to put an 8 or a 6. We can put a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5s and then 8s. Oh, we there's no hump here. There's no hump here. This is already the improved version. You can do whatever you want. Well, so how do we shift? How do we do the shifter here? Obviously, another roadblock. This can be solved differently. So where do we shift? Can get through here, so it's the same on the other side, so it doesn't matter. We can get through here. But where do we shift? We could do, obviously, my version. Where we have a shift fork running to the front. And then shifting I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out where we shift. You know, we could run something to the front and do it with the key. That is still an option. Since we do have the mechanism, but as I said, that's not set in stone. It's just my idea. We need to route shifter. I don't know if we do it directly here. There's no. That's gonna be very wobbly and not a very good experience. Only way we could do is have something poking up here and doing the shifting here. It requires, yeah. But I don't want to have anything here because we still need, you know, the anti-roll bar is gonna be different again. So we still need some place to route the anti-roll bar through. Because with these, the current setup is not gonna work. But yeah, I mean, I think we can do. This is just a test, so doesn't really matter. Yeah. Yes, but no. Yeah, there's this is just jelly. That's interesting idea, but no, that's not gonna work. It has to be acted upon this directly. Hmm. Hmm. Well, they don't resist each other. Differential would make everything just more complicated. And you know what the problem is? You know how a differential works? You know what's in the differential? The small 12 tooth gears. And you know what those gears like doing when under stress? Yes, they like to break apart. So differential is out of the question here. In theory, yes, but no. The motors are, yeah, the motors are equal in power enough that it's gonna be fine. They're really not. They're really not gonna uh, resist each other that much. Um, but what we do need to do is the doesn't matter. The insides are the small gears, and that's the weakest link. And you're gonna put all of the power of the motors through a thin small gear. Really? I don't think so. Not on my watch, sadly. Mm. Okay, we could move this here from its current location to here. Just so that we clear this here. And then we could have perhaps a something that's just gonna from behind you engage this, you know, like under the bumper, you reach under it and there's a lever where you can just shift it. That's an option. No, that option is not on the table. For lower speeds, we have the gearbox. Why did we do the gearbox if we aren't gonna do lower speeds with it? It has 4 gears that are spaced far enough apart, so that's the gears that we have. If you want low gear, you shift in first. I am a bit out of ideas here. I'm sure we're gonna come up with a solution, but I don't see it yet. Okay, so now we are bypassing the big gear. We could do something like this. You know, this coming from behind. Not that long, of course. I just, you know, improvised with something on the table. Could do something like this. This is what is 7, right? Yeah. The point of this gear selector is that you can switch between manual mode, so between the mode where you can push the car via the hand of God steering on the table, and the mode where you can drive the car with the servo. I mean, with all of the remote control stuff. It's a neutral gear basically, yeah. But only a neutral gear for the motors, not for the drivetrain. The gearbox still works. Gearbox doesn't have a neutral. Yeah. This does work. This does work. No, the beam is not in collision with the gear. That was the whole point of this. So, this works. This works. So, basically, when everything is in neutral, the wheels are still driving the engine and the gearbox, so you can shift the gearbox normally, no problem. But then you want to engage the motors, and if the motors are engaged, of course that's the slack in the gearbox, but then you cannot drive the car on the table manually, and that's the point of this. If you want to fiddle with the car on the desk, you have to disengage the clutch, or put the car in neutral. Then you can drive the car via the hand of God steering on the desk. And that's the main idea behind this. And this is now, reasonably solid. We are probably gonna extend this here to make sure that this guy here is also supported. I don't know why I didn't do this before. There. And we are going to do what here? There. That's gonna do it. Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. We hide it, and but if we go to the length that we get the selector to the front, we can tie it in the way I want it with the key. So when you turn the key, you basically engage both the servo for the steering and the clutch in the rear. That was my initial idea, and that would be so fucking cool if we could pull this off. Okay, let's mount this back into the car and discuss this. I'm glad this option is back on the table. This is just temporary. Don't worry. Since we don't know exactly what to do with this, and it has to be on top here. There. Because it doesn't clear part of the suspension. There. Okay. Okay. Obviously, the anti-roll bar needs to be redesigned. There's no way around it. We are probably gonna route it behind the motors, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna clear this absolutely, and it's gonna clear the motors because it's just gonna be, just gonna be here. So no worries. Anti-roll bar solved. That's not gonna be a problem. Not even need to reposition it. Okay. So, we have this key feature. We have this key feature where we insert the key in, and not right now we can move the front wheels with the hand of God steering. But if I turn the key, I just engaged servo. Now we cannot move the thing with the hand of God steering. Now we are actually using the servo. And if we put the key in the off position again, servo is doing nothing, and we have this. So my idea was, of course, from the beginning, that I would use the key both for actuating the servo and engaging the clutch in the rear. So if you want your car to be remote controlled, you must insert the key. You insert the key like this. I'm getting goosebumps. Okay. You insert the key, turn the key. You have engaged both the clutch and this. And now you can drive the car via remote control. I think that's, if you use a gizmo like this, that's the way to go. And I actually do believe that we need to do this. Hand of God steering is irrelevant. It doesn't need to be centered. Servo can literally just engage when it's centered. If it's centered, if the wheels are semi-centered, it's gonna engage. Because both the axle and come on, focus. See, both the axle and the entry into the servo are not straight cut. Of course, they have tapered edges, and doesn't matter if it's if it's really 100% straightened. If it's close enough, this axle, when you push it in, it's gonna engage. No, the battery cannot be turned on and off with a key because it has, the small button here, and getting the lever to there, it's gonna be impossible. So, but this alone would be good enough. And we can actually, I think there would be a possibility to route the lever from behind there on the driver's side to the actuation point of the key. And we could do this. It obviously is going to be part of the gearbox, everything up until the part where we connect it with a lift arm to the key actuation. That would be so fucking cool. I would love that. Yeah, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. There is room for it. The lever is, I mean, it's only a question of levers. The lever that's actuating it is gonna have to be, well, multiplying the action back here by, I think, a factor of 2. Yes, there is. Not a lot. There is, because we just need something that's gonna go back and forth, and it's gonna, when it's coming in the cockpit behind. See, we need it's gonna be here. See, it's gonna be here. Here, coming behind the seat. It needs to go, I don't know how much it's gonna have to go. Just a little. Just a little. It's gonna be routed by a lever, which is probably gonna be attached to here somewhere. So it's gonna be behind the seat back. And it's just gonna go around the edge of the floor here, up until our mechanism here. Something. I think I can make it work. I'm gonna give it a try. It's worth giving it a try. Yeah, servo for shifting is probably gonna be on the other side. Yeah. Now the servo. Yeah, the servo. That's still an open question. How do we attach the servo to the gearbox? I completely forgot about that. So steering and drive done with the key. Servo would have to sit like literally on the would have to sit on the axis of the ship. Well, maybe in this direction. I don't know. The problem with this is, no, I didn't. Not gonna do it today. But the problem with this is that you cannot shift manually then. That's the big issue. When you are in the manual mode, and if you mount the servo fixed in this position, you cannot shift manually. That's unfortunate. I mean, you know, there's options that are on the table. So we could use the same system that we use for the front servo. We could have something here that's gonna be pushed in and out, which is not really a good option here. We could push the servo in and out. We could have the servo on rails and push it in and out, but obviously not gonna be able to shift then with to not gonna be able to use the key. Oh, nice, nice. What other shifting options are there? Well, a clutch as I proposed, but that clutch is it's not very perfect. It's not very perfect. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. On the bright side, here in the front, me and Christian, mostly Christian, decided that we're gonna do tiles here. So no, not gonna use this here. I think we should use a angled plate here, onto which the tiles are gonna be positioned, so that we retain the, you know, we have to have this edge here, which is characteristic for the Countach. So under the, so the shape of the windscreen needs to be like this here, like we have it here. But you know, the part here is gonna be built with tiles. That's gonna be the best solution, you know. Christian came up with it yesterday, and yeah, I agree. The center part is gonna be panels, but this part is gonna be, you know, we have there's sloped, curved slopes here, and it's gonna be a nice nice transition. This is gonna be slightly one plate, no, one tile raised above the centerpiece, so that we get that the effect of the real car, and it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. I am a bit tired, so yeah, we are gonna continue tomorrow. I will take the time tomorrow before the stream to see if I can find a way to route the lever from the rear to the front and solve this off stream, so that we don't have to, you know, dig around with it on stream, and we save time. Tomorrow, of course, in the stream, we are gonna put the car on rollers, which is gonna be interesting. Doesn't matter if we solve the servo shifting problem or not. The servo is gonna be exactly where it is now. I'm just gonna put an axle through here, attach the servo, because we need to test how it shifts with the servo. So, you know, now that we have a second servo and everything, we can test things out. And yeah, tomorrow is roller day, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully without gears flying all over the place. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I see you tomorrow.